Hi, this is Everett. Watercolors. Welcome to my studio, and this is Simply Drawing with Everett. And I'm going to do another drawing exercise today. And you can join me, so get out your pencils and papers and follow along. And if you have any questions or comments after the video, put them in the comments section below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Uh, Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you like it, and also give me a thumbs up. I appreciate that. Helps with my rating. So let me go over to my painting table, and we're going to do a bridge. I'm going to draw a bridge today. So let me take you over to my close-up camera. Okay, here's the bridge I have over here in this photograph. It's an old brick rock bridge made out of old rocks, and it's got an arch to it, and it's got a shadow pattern and a little reflection in the water. So it'll be interesting shapes I saw there. Okay, so let me start here. I'm going to start with my sketch pencil, which is a 2B graphite. And let's start out here. I'll get the basic outline going. And looking at the arch, if you look at the drawing size, arch is a little bit off to the right center. I'm going to kind of locate about right here, about this section here. And I want to get that arch in. That's the most important part of this bridge, arch bridge, made out of old bricks, old rocks that were cut and tailored to fit the shapes. It's amazing how they did this back in the old days. They were just rough materials. Okay, and then there's the arch comes down here, the back part. This is to me, this is the most interesting part of this bridge is how the arch is done. You can see the shadow here, the arch, this back section, and then this part here is a little bit further. A little bit further back than this section over here. This part comes a little bit forward over here before we get to the landmass. Okay. Now let's start off with the right-hand side. It goes up here, and then angles up to this and moves off to the side. Okay. And this section over here, we have a little landmass coming down here, and it's going to curve in, curve out, and eventually comes down this way. Okay, and then it has the structure here. The ground goes up, off to the side here. Now we get the top of the bridge. And you can see here, it's kind of at perspective-wise, it's kind of at an angle, not straight across. The horizon line's out here, so it angles down slightly. We're looking at a perspective, and this side over here will be up. Now this side comes down because it's kind of got like a dome cover to it. It kind of goes over and down. So this section here kind of goes this way. Comes this side, okay. So that's kind of the structure of the bridge right there. All right. Now, next important things is the railings, I guess. And I look at this. I look at the center of the arch, the back part of the arch, and I see that one section here, and it's got like a support structure here. And I look at the other sides, about this section, about right in here. And then out here toward the end is another structure, another support. Let's go back over here. This one over here is a little bit longer, about this side. Because we're looking at it from perspective, so the angle of this will be a little bit. Now, then there's a log wooden structure here at the center of the bridge, center of the structure, about right here. And it stretches all the way out. This goes all the way down here. So just kind of rough that in right there. And then this connects this side. It moves down this way, angled this way. And it kind of goes off the page. Okay. Then if you look at the photograph up here, you get up a close up of it. You can zoom in on it, and there's another beam on the other side of the bridge, which kind of goes under here. I'll stick that in right there. It kind of goes off, and then from here you can't see the other structure on the other side, but you can see where the railing goes down on the other side, and that goes about right in here. Okay. All right. Okay, so that's the main structure. Okay. All right. So what I do now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my ink pen again today. This is called a Fuda, which has got a bent nib. And I really like these. It's good for sketching with. And it's got a 45-degree angle. If you can see that nib, it's got a 45-degree angle bent up. That's why it's called a Fuda, which is a bent. It's really I call it a pen brush. It's almost like a pen. So I'm going to start here with the arch again. The arch is to me the most important section, and I'm going to rough this in, and now I'm making any final corrections to this as I go into the span, and that's about the center of the bridge right there, and then it comes down circular, pretty circular. I mean, it's just almost a half a circle. Almost half a circle, like that, and then this has a straight side edge over there, and then I'll go ahead and put the base in, and I can go ahead and as I said, this is about if you look at the photograph, you can see this arch is about right here, and it comes down this way. That's the back side right there, okay? And then over here we can put in the side of the bridge over here, the side, and there's a little bit of grass and so forth. And then this thing connects to the ground, so I can kind of indicate that. The shoreline here. And they'll get this side over here. This side over here comes down, and at the bank kind of goes up a little bit here. Not very steep here, kind of shallow. It gets a little steeper, and then it goes up to the side here. Okay, that's kind of where this part here. I have little sections on. This is the shoreline, and then it carves back this way. Okay, all right. Now let's get the bridge structure. I'll make sure I have enough room up here for the structure. But this is the top. And what I'm going to go ahead and start drawing in the actual bricks, though. Instead of drawing a line on the edge, I'm going to start drawing in the bricks. Now these are all separated with little spaces. They're very close together. They've been engineered and they've been cut to fit the sides. They're not all the same size. You look at that picture, and they're different sizes. They were handmade, hand cut to fit the shape. And this one gets a little bit wider down here on this side. It gets a little wider right here. And this section down here is really wide. Okay. Then the same thing on the other side. We got these rocks that were cut and shaped for the edge of the bridge. And they're different sizes, there's different widths and so forth, but they all fit the edge down to here. And this one has a longer section also. Okay, now the next part of the rock, let me get those in too, because this section here, I can look at this section here, and this kind of goes back, the long section. And it looks, if you look at any kind of brickwork, you'll see that the way they're laid in, just like they do in modern brick buildings now. You got them layered, and they also have them separate so that they support each other. Now this one here is an interesting one here. This one comes up here, and it's very large. Goes all the way down this far, all the way down to there. Okay. Then this one is one more here. Then we got some little rocks on top. So these are smaller edges or to kind of fill out the space. And over here we're going to have similar configuration. Less defined over here because it's a little bit further away. But the same idea, they're going to have bricks in there that are fitting in place, large rocks. This one here is going to be a little bit smaller in size. Okay. Now now I can go ahead and put the structure, the supports in. I think I'll go ahead and put the supports in. This one goes in about right here, and it's like a rectangular shape. And you can see the two sides on it, and it's at an angle. And this one over here is also got three sides on it. Down here. And we got some grass growing up here along the top edge. There's another one down here. So we'll see the three sides on that one. It's a little bit further away, so it's going to be a little bit smaller size because it's perspective-wise it's further away. A lot more grass down this end. Over here, I've got this last support over here. So we'll come up here. You see three sides on that one. Grass there. Okay, now next thing we'll get the beams in there. This go right. This is a straight line. Goes right above that and meets in the middle. These are long poles. They're the railings on the bridge. This one comes down here, straight line. It goes on down here. It goes pretty far down. The perspective wise, it gets smaller at the bottom, and it's covered up with another little bit of grass at the end. Now there is a horizon line. The horizon line's about in here. That's the horizon line, and then there's some trees back here in the background, evergreen trees. Because this is actually a snow scene, almost a snow scene. It's got some snow back there. Almost ice on the water, not too much. And there's a couple trees over here. We'll stick those in. Okay. Okay, that's about the structure I have. All right, now we're going to go ahead. We're going to put in some shading now. What I want to do now is just take my shading pencil, and the most important part of shading is to me is the underneath the bridge. So this is going to be shaded in right here. It's going to shadow underneath the bridge. So it's going to be dark, just like the photograph. But this is characteristic of an arch bridge. You're going to have an arch underneath the bridge, and it's going to be dark. And now here's the interesting part. You can see also from the photograph. This one comes down, and the reflection is a mirror image of that art. A mirror image. So that's another way to look at that, is that the mirror image of the arch come down, and this will come out, and this reflection now, there's actually an arch, there's actually a dark section here in the reflection. So the arch part actually is the darkest area, and also the reflection. And the reflection is also the darkest area. And then this has a, if you look at the photograph, it also there's a reflection in the. You can see the railings. This is all in shadow. Not as dark as the underneath the bridge, but it's still dark because it's a reflection of that. It's in shadow on the reflection. It's in shadow. This landmass over here comes up here, and it's in shadow also. There's a shadow reflecting into the water from this section. And this is in shadow. I'm just taking this right off the photograph, okay? And in the background, the trees are dark, so I'll go ahead and fill those in. And underneath the bridge, you can see that. You can see a little bit of, if you look at the photograph, you'll see the trees behind the bridge. Just put them in there to indicate. Now, one thing I didn't put in yet was there's those railings in the back for the other side of the bridge, and it starts here. That's the other side of the bridge, and there's this. You can see part of the railing on this end. That's on the back side of the bridge. There's a railing on the other side. Okay, and this is in shadow here, or of the trees in the background. Okay, I'll take my my blender now and go ahead and put in the blending. What that does is it cleans up the pencil marks, smooths out the pencil marks. So that's the main shadow right there of the bridge, right there. That's the main shadow. That's the part I always like. And then there's a shadow here from the bridge structure into the water. And there's a shadow pattern up on the land mass. Okay, a little bit of just a little bit hint of the trees in the background behind the bridge. I'm gonna leave the bridge. I'm not gonna color in the bridge or shade in the bridge itself because it's sunlit, so it's gonna have a lighter value than the rest of the drawing. Yeah, the only thing I could put in, to make it accurate, is there's shadows on the back of these supports. 3-dimension. Okay, let's see. All right, well that was about a good demonstration of drawing a bridge. I've got the shape that I want. And the most important part of the drawing was the arch. Got the arch there and the shadow pattern into the water. And there's one more detail I can put in here, and that's the background. You got behind the arch, you've got the continuation of the shoreline back here. and there's some kind of weeds and so forth on the edge of the shoreline. And there's a little reflection in the water right here from that section. So I can put that in. So behind, not much dimension there, just enough to indicate there's something there behind. There is a shoreline back there, a little bit darker in shadow, and reflection into the water. Okay. All right. I think that completes that one. So let's go back to my main camera. Okay, I really enjoyed that one. I hope you did. I love drawing bridges, especially old bridges like this with that arch, and I love to do the shadow pattern and so forth. And the brick structure here is classic because this was all handmade bricks, handmade stone, and they were put together by hand, and it created a structure there. And those bridges last for a long, long time. They're probably over 200, 300 years old, but they can last forever. So if you enjoyed that, give me a like and a thumbs up, and I appreciate that. And I'll see you all next week on I've got a painting on Thursday with Everett Watercolors. I do that on Thursday. You can watch that. And you can also, I do on weekends. Anyone can draw with one line only on Sunday. So if you subscribe to this channel, you'll be notified of those videos. So until next time, you all stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.